Hey, you guys, let's go ahead and look into relationships right now. Now, I'm not just doing romantic. It might be that and it might not. It might be family, might be friends. But let's look into relationships right now. What? Okay, Nine of Swords. Keeping you up all night, worrying, stressed, okay? Who's going through this experience? Because that's what you're going through right now. Yeah, because of a commitment. For some of you, you're stressed about like a serious commitment right now. What do we have? Four of Wands. Okay. What else do we have? The Emperor in the recent past. What's on your mind? The Empress. Okay, we have the Empress. So relationships. This is could be a marriage. Okay. Eight of Wands. What else do we have here? We've got the Chariot. We have the Six of Cups. Okay. What else do we have for relationship, Spirit? The Tower in the Hopes and Fears. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. And we have this, you know what? I saw this in my mind's eye, the Strength card. Okay. You guys are definitely going through some stresses in your relationship. This could be home, something to do with the home, all right? Maybe somebody moved out of the home. Maybe for some of you, you're doing an unorthodox relationship, okay? Where you guys don't live together, but you see each other when you guys can because there's other things that are standing in the way. For some of you, it's to do with children. Maybe you don't want to bring your partner around your children, okay? Because you're afraid of what might happen. But I almost feel like what's happening here is if there is any type of stress when it comes to these relationships, because not all of you are having an unorthodox relationship. For some of you, you're trying to decide on, do I want a divorce? For others of you, this is about getting married, having children. If you're going through stressful situations, which I know a lot of relationships are because of the economy, because of, people's work, because of all these outside factors. Money is always a big one. People always fight over money. That's 9 times out of 10 people divorce because of money, But I see a divine masculine and a divine feminine here. And listen, you guys have been through your fair share of tower moments, but I do feel like you can be a success story. If you are in a relationship, I feel like things can very much work out between the two of you. You're just going through a period right now where it's going to take a lot of strength to overcome all of the outside influences that are trying to break the two of you up. Okay? Whenever we go through these, it's like we start thinking about, should we just get a divorce, because we're going through a rough patch in our life. And I don't necessarily think that's the case. I think that like a lot of people, that's like their first thought anymore is like, fuck it, let's just walk away. Forget it. But I think it's just a period of life right now where like there's a lot of stress when it comes to our relationships. I mean, that's relationships of all sorts. Maybe this feminine is having issues at work and, because of that, it's creating issues at home or vice versa, For others of you, this is children getting in the way of your relationship. Especially if this is a person that is not their other parent. But maybe you guys just need to go on a little trip. That's what I'm seeing here. For some of you, you just need to go on a trip, just the two of you. You need to just separate from the world and get back to just falling in love with one another again. Whispering in each other's ears sweet nothings. Um Stop criticizing one another, because I see her like trying to shut that lion's mouth. For some of you, it's like every little thing is an annoyance when it comes to your partner. Like, that's Virgo energy. We have the South Node in Virgo. That can be very critical energy. And, everybody wanting to criticize their partner or criticize, everything that's going on. Just wait. We go to Virgo season and here in the next couple of days and watch how everybody is the smartest person in the fucking room. I'm a Virgo through and through. I'm 6 placements Virgo, okay? And I get it. I totally get it. But there are some things that, just back off a little bit, because it's creating tower moments. And I feel like these tower moments are put here on purpose to see how you guys are going to overcome the obstacles that are coming up in your relationships. Not everything's going to be perfect and hunky-dory all the time. It's like honeymoon energy, acting like, when you first get together, it's like love bombing one another, but then reality really kicks in and it can be very stressful. It's like, oh shit, but this is what you signed up for. This is what you asked for. So it's about working together for the same common goal. For some of you, this is about getting engaged. You could very well be getting engaged. I'm absolutely seeing somebody here getting engaged, somebody here getting married. Are we going to commit to this? Are we going to take that next step in this relationship? Because we have a emperor and an empress. Like, this is divine counterparts, not distorted, divine. And I just see very loving energy towards, or that's what you need to bring back, is that loving energy into your relationship. I'm definitely seeing somebody being proposed to, but this is like exciting. And maybe this divine masculine or divine feminine, because, women do ask men to marry them. This might be a little nerve-wracking, and I find it kind of cute. I just heard first comes love, then comes baby in a baby carriage or whatever. And I just heard the song Go Into the Chapel and We're Gonna Get Married. I'm definitely seeing somebody here with like a just married sign on the back of their car. Okay. I don't know. I mean, you've got a lot of major arcana here. You've got the strength card as the overall energy. You got the divine masculine, which is the emperor. You got the divine feminine, which is the empress. You have the commitment card, which is the hierophant. And you have the chariot. And you have the tower. For some of you, this might even be like you're getting back together with someone from the past. Maybe you're getting back together with a past partner. Maybe you went through a divorce and now this person like maybe moved closer to you. There could be another person involved, but I do feel like that other person is going to be, I just heard they're leaving the building. I'm seeing arrows of love. I'm seeing text messages. For those of you who are not in a relationship right now, I do feel like something is coming in. And especially if you've been doing your work, your inner work, your, outer work, your, everything, don't be stressed. You're going to be in a relationship when you're supposed to be. It's not a punishment if the universe is keeping you out of a relationship right now. It means that this, a divine counterpart has to do their fucking work too and be at the vibration that you're at. And then the hard part is maintaining that vibration that you came into it with. Because a lot of the time, we match that person's energy and then somebody drops their energy back to their old self and then they want to take you down with them, and you can't fucking do that. You can't go with them. So really staying in the vibration of what it is that you manifested is very important. I do feel like for some of you, you are going to hear from someone from the past. I do feel like this is a past partner. It could have very well been somebody you were either already married to, or you were in a long time commitment with. And I think somebody here is like reevaluating the relationship to decide on whether or not they want to come back in. And I do feel like I think they're a little more worried about how you're going to receive the messages, but I do feel like you are going to receive messages. Whether this is a past life person or a new person. Maybe it's like one of those people that you're like, man, where have you been my entire life? You know, I feel like we've known each other forever. It's going to have that vibe to it. So you're going to know. You're going to know. I feel like this is a very mature energy as well. For those of you who are allowing your children to dictate whether or not you're going to be in a relationship, that's bad parenting. Because if you would have raised your kids right, they would want you to be happy regardless of whether or not it's with the other parent. You know? They wouldn't want you to hold yourself back due to selfishness, or if maybe you had a partner that passed away, you know. But I'm definitely seeing for some of you, if you're already married, I'm seeing pregnancy on the way for those of you who want children. But all in all, very good messages. The universe is kind of in control of all of this right now. So it's almost like you gotta just do what you gotta do, live your life, know your value, know your worth, don't settle. You didn't come this far to come this far. You know, and if anybody from the past comes back, remember how they left in the first place. And, you know, has there been time that has passed where you guys can forgive one another and start a new chapter together? All in all, really good messages here, you guys. If you're interested in a personal reading, the footsteps to peace.com. Otherwise, like, share, comment. Let me know how this reading resonates with you. Claim this reading. And yeah, really good messages. All right, you guys. Love you all so much. Take care.